Hello, it has been approximately like 4 or 5 months since I've posted anything, and I wanted to post because I was actually chatting about it with my friend Benjamin, and I was like, I want to be, hold up, I can pull it up on my phone. Okay, I've adjusted a little bit, but I will pull it up on my cellular device. I was chatting with my friend Benjamin, and I told him, what did I tell him this? I said, I want to be a YouTuber and be really philosophical and intelligent and articulate. I was just talking about it because one thing that I realized is one thing I've always known, but more recently I want to, I guess, internalize that realization, but it is the fact that I hate short form content. I hate TikTok, I hate Reels, I hate consuming media like that because it's not good for my brain whatsoever, I assure you. I told Benjamin, I hate TikTok. It genuinely makes me feel terrible. It has ruined my brain in a lot of ways. And I said, I attribute TikTok and my overconsumption of short form content to how I genuinely have begun to lose my intelligence. Like, I think my intelligence is deteriorating because of TikTok. I think it's because of a lot of overconsumption of so much information and unnecessary knowledge all at once. And this is not a unique sentiment. This is not an uncommon take, but I think my usage of TikTok is genuinely ruining my life. Like, I think it's not doing any good things for me. It's not doing me any favors. What is it doing me? Being in the loop for stupid jokes like "mama, girl behind you," and it's just terrible. One time sort of, not recently, but like last month, I was with someone and we were talking about it, I think vaguely, and like, I told him I was gonna make a reference to him, but he's just not on TikTok, and I was like, wow, that joke is kind of stupid to anyone who's not on TikTok, which is like the inside joke type of thing. That's the vibe that it emulates. But I was like thinking about it, and I was like, wow, like the jokes that TikTok like churns out, it is so continuous, like not continuous, it is so short-lived. Like, jokes like that will die out so fast, and then we just kind of keep it pushing until the next thing comes along. And yeah, but basically I want to be okay. I realized recently that I'm really not as intelligent as I used to be. I think I put out the perception that I'm very intelligent, but I'm not as intelligent as I was before. I used to be incredibly articulate and eloquent with the way I spoke, and I used to be a lot better with like out stammering or stuttering or like being unclear with what I'm saying. I'm always very particular with my language, but I find that also is making it a lot clearer to me that I'm not really as smart as I used to be, because I will stammer and then I will not know what to say, and then I'll but then I won't even like bother with anything because I want to be very particular with my language, and like what I say has to mean what I want it to mean, but I'm not able to say the words properly anymore. And this is always something you can work on and stuff, and it's something I'm continuously working on, which is why I have a humongous bookshelf of literature that I think really brings new perspectives. Recently I read a book. I don't have it. It was a library book. I checked it out from my library, returned it, but it was The Fall by Albert Camus, and I talked about this book with my friends because I really enjoyed the way it explored hypocrisy. And I have to find a quote because this quote like really resonated with me, and I take notes on what I read, or I've been trying to take more notes on what I read because I think that helps me a lot more with processing what I'm reading, so that it like sticks inside my brain and brings like meaning to what I'm reading. So it's not like I'm trying to just consume without gaining anything from it. 1 second. Okay, the way I take my notes for like reading is through Notion. I cannot do it physically because I get very overconsumed with like the writing portion, and I type way faster than I write, so it helps me a lot better. I took a lot of notes on this book actually. Like, I very much like enjoyed this book, like a lot. Like, I really loved this book. But essentially, we rarely confide in those who are better than we. Most often, on the other hand, we confess to those who are like us and who share our weaknesses. Hence, we don't want to improve ourselves or even better ourselves, for we should first have to be judged by default. We merely wish to be pitied and encouraged in the course we have chosen. I think this is really interesting. I think this book kind of just makes you face a lot of, or this book has made me think about a lot more about like the hypocrisies that I have, like with the way I live and the way I experience things. I kind of have to give a context for that, but basically I was like befriending people and we just don't align fundamentally, I realized, and like some of them just do not hold the same values or morals that I hold, and it's just not like a group of people that like I want to associate with, because they are not people that align with like the person that I want to be or who I feel comfortable with. So that's context. It doesn't bring any fulfillment to my life. It doesn't bring any nourishment in my life to be involved with people that are not good people to me. And I was thinking about this and I'm like, why am I in this group? I don't enjoy these people's company, but I find that I'm so consumed with the idea of being a part of other people's lives and being accepted by other people that I'm throwing away parts of my morality and my values to fit into this group that doesn't do anything good for me. That's what I'm thinking about. But I have a friend group online, and I think they're some of the most intelligent, loveliest people in the entire world, and I learn a lot from them and I gain a lot of knowledge from them, and that is the type of people I want to surround myself with. So anyways, further, what this book made me, like this book kind of made me face a lot of my own hypocrisies, because I find myself to be entirely hypocritical. I think I present myself in a very upbeat, like positive way, but I'm very incredibly sad and I wallow in a lot of it. I wallow in like the pessimism because, well, this is something I'm trying to cut out, but it's the thought process. It's like, I could be worse, but like, why would I want to be in a position where I'm not feeling like I'm good, but I'm feeling like I'm okay-ish, could be worse, but like there should be a point where I want it to get worse, and it's like a justification for like not being at my best, and I think that's a really sad thing for me. But actually that reminds me, if you guys ever seen Caleb Hammer, he's like that one guy where he's just like is giving financial like tips and stuff and like helping people like overcome debt and stuff, but he brings on like people that are really like stupid. It's for like entertainment purposes, but he brings on people that are like just ignorant to their own expenses and what they do in their debt, and like they are very defensive about it. He brings them on and then he just yells at them, and then he's like, the big thing that they say, again, it's a justification thing. It's like, oh yeah, but like it could be worse, but like it's also like, why would you want to be in $10,000 of debt? That's how I am correlating it. Like, why would I could be worse, but why would I want to be where I'm at right now instead of moving forward? Anyways, that is why that was my sign today to delete TikTok, because I don't want to be in a state of brain fog and like feeling like I'm not like processing and experiencing life. Yeah, I hope that makes a lot of sense as well. I try to be very articulate with the way I speak and the things that I say, so I really hope that makes sense. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now, and I hope that made a lot of sense. Right now, recently I've been wanting to get into existentialism and reading about things like that and concepts like that. I think some things bring me so much nourishment and fulfillment, and I love learning and like, I guess, not regurgitating, but also then applying it to myself and then being able to share things with others. For example, a book that I reference actually very frequently is Are Prisons Obsolete by Angela Davis, who's a super intelligent author and very well known within like the political activism world. But her books are intelligent and gorgeous, and it is, I highly recommend that book. It explores the ideas of prison abolishment and the way that prisons have been very, I guess, integrated within our society. I think it's an incredibly intelligent book, and it also talks a lot about reforming, which is actually something I heavily wanted to also explore, because there is a proposition that was passed in the election, And essentially what it did was it cut funding from prevention and intervention programs. That was a byproduct of it, but it cut funding from prevention and intervention programs and then put in billions of dollars into new prison spending. It is incredibly devastating to me because these treatments and these programs are what help people, like, and support people. But I was going somewhere with that, but that's the thing, that's what I'm seeing a lot of. I think reforming and helping people and supporting people should be first and foremost, rather than putting in more money into prison systems, regurgitating the same cycle of just abuse where people are going in, going out, continuing going in, going out, because the prison system is inherently like based off of slavery, and that's my talk upon that book. But I reference that book a lot, and I think that's a thing that shows the fact that reading is something I love because it makes me smarter and I grow a lot from it. So yeah, that is what my rant was. I want to explore more books like that actually teach me a lot more ideas about myself and what I believe, so that I can also teach others. But mainly, like, I want to be someone that is intelligent and eloquent and knows a lot of these things. And I've already used the words intelligent and eloquent. I need more vocabulary words apparently. But things like that, like, I want to learn more so that I can be the person that I want to be, because I love shit like this. Like, this is why I'm in front of a camera talking about like philosophy and the way I perceive things in the world about me. It's like essentially a journal entry, which I highly recommend journaling. I've been doing it for like a little over a year. But yeah, things like that. I'm kind of going in circles with the ideas, but it's like, that's like the very general, like, main idea. It's just I want to learn more and consume more so that I can be a better person. But I'm not trying to be the type of person on TikTok and consuming all this short form content and minuscule knowledge that really doesn't bring a lot of fulfillment or nourishment to my soul or my brain or my heart, all of that jazz. I did not film an ending to that. My apologies. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That was just me kind of talking about whatever and everything and all that jazz. And I was really happy to record something like that because I also want to output that kind of stuff into the world. But yeah, I feel like I look so different, like, on like iPad camera versus cameras, but that's okay. Anyways, thanks so much.